Number 10, Callie Balzicki. Number 12, Madeline Cezanne. Number 15, Emerson Max. Number 16, Maddie Bully. Number 20, Lauren Knutson. Number 21, Chrissy Savvy. Number 22, Lauren Jonas. Number 23, Abby Rowe. Number 29, Keela Nolan. And starting in goal, number 33, Addie Christensen.
Working on that sink.
And now, for the Maple Grove Crimson, here is your starting lineup. Junior, number 1, Lily Iverson. Senior captain, number 2, Jake Isaacson. Senior captain, number 7, Sosie Van Wyk. Junior, number 9, Emma Roach. Senior captain, number 16, Hadley Kudlow. Junior, number 18, Anna Bowen. Sophomore, number 20, Hannah Johnson. Sophomore, number 22, Taylor Suka. Senior, number 24, Tyler Sandberg. Junior, captain, number 39, Riley Dunn. Sophomore, number 47, Ava Kennedy. And starting in goal, freshman, number 52, Kiki Nicholson. And now please stand if you are able. Turn to our left for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Officials for tonight's game: Hamilton, Will, Donovan, Tom Herman. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, welcome to Maple Grove football field. We're at the high school here. It's a little bit of a dreary, rainy Thursday night for girls lacrosse, but Maple Grove Crimson taking on the Prior Lake Lakers. Should be a good matchup tonight. See if the Crimson can get this one done. Their little pregame cheer out there right now for both teams. You can see the Lakers in the background. They're wearing their dark blue jerseys trimmed out in yellow or gold, we'll call it. They'll be going from our left to right. Maple Grove wearing the home white jerseys trimmed out in the crimson numbers. They're going to be going from our right to left. You heard the starting lineups. We'll get this one started. Riley Dunn, number 39, is going to head to the face-off circle. That's midfield. Kiki Iverson heads back to the net. You can recognize her with the shiny red helmet. Back at defense for the Crimson, you got Hannah Johnson, Kylie Sandberg, Anna Bowerly, and Emma Roach. Around the face-off circle, Hadley Kudla, Sosie Van Wyk. And up at attack, you got Jade Isaacson, Lily Iverson, and Taylor Sukup. Riley Dunn goes into the face-off circle. Get this one started. Quarter number 1, 12 minutes on the clock, 0-0. Maple Grove taking on the Prior Lake Lakers. Ball up in the air, bounces down onto the turf. It's going to be picked up and controlled by the Lakers off the opening draw. Lakers head down to the far side of the field. They're going to head back behind the net. Sandberg there covering the near side post. Now it's a cross behind the net coming to the near side. Covered by Roach. Cutter goes in and they score right away. Prior Lake on a cut comes down the middle of the field. Hit the cutter, threw it right over Iverson's left shoulder. Crimson are going to talk about that one a little bit and see what happened. Replays tonight are going to be brought to you by our daily sponsor, Jersey Mike's Subs. Goal went to number 23, Abby Grove. Assist to Lauren Knutson, number 20. Number 23 on the goal, number 20 on the assist. Back to the face-off circle. It's done, number 39. They set up sticks, ball in between. Referee's going to set it. He backs out, blows the whistle, ball up in the air, back on the turf. After it is Kudla, but it's controlled by the Lakers. Lakers again down the far side of the field. They get it down to the 10-yard mark, go back behind the nets. Far side. Same play as the opening, dropped on the turf, but picked right up by the Lakers. They go up top to the 20-meter half moon. Shadowed there by Kudla. Dropped on the turf, and we're going to get a whistle from the referee. Ball back to the Lakers. Free start, goes over to the near side, down low. Lakers have it back behind the net. Another cutter comes in, shot goes left to Iverson, or on the far side, snuck in on that far side post. Lakers up by 2 quickly with just 10:54. They've scored 2 goals in the first minute here to open this one up. Looked like pretty much the mirror image of play number 1 that they scored their first goal on. They got it off the face-off draw, brought it down quickly. Back behind the net, went across to the near side, up, hit the cutter, and over the left side of Iverson, and quickly a 2-0 lead. Dunn back to the draw. This one goes up high, comes to the near side. Dunn takes a swat at it, but it ends up right in the basket of the Prior Lake Lakers. That's number 23, Abby Grove. She brings it down, drops it on the turf, but picked up by the Lakers, back behind the net. Far side, they bring it out wide towards the 10-yard marker. Now it's up to the top of the circle. Bumped there by Kudla. They go way down low behind the net. Emma Roach defends. Cutter comes in. Nice defense there by Dunn as she forces her back to the outside. Now it's back to the top for the Lakers. That's number 2, Basile. She has it, dishes it off. They're going to try a run play and try and get in the middle. Looking for the cutter, short side, ball on the turf. Knocked out of the stick and now forced back outside of the Lakers. Lakers in control of this one. Back behind the net. Looking for a cutter. Sandberg on the one-on-one play. Forces to the outside. They come in, score. Got past Kudla on the 12-meter mark. Was able to step to the inside of her. Got the pass from the outside. You can see, watch this one. She spins and turns around, fires it to the right side of Iverson, and Prior Lake up 3-0. That was Abby Grove on the goal, number 23. Midfield for the face-off. Right on the Crimson logo. They're going to switch it up, bring Kudla in to take the draw. Number 16. See if you can't change things up. Kudla goes in. She'll set up. Dunn and Van Wyk outside the golden circle. Ball up in the air. Here we go. Comes down right into the basket of Kudla. Now it's Maple Grove with possession of the ball. Whistle blows, but that's a free go, so they keep heading down to the far side of the field. Kudla has it. She swings it up to Dunn. Dunn to Kennedy. Kennedy to Van Wyk. Van Wyk at the top circle goes down to Isaacson. Isaacson back to Van Wyk. She's at the 20-yard marker. Cutting across is Dunn. Here comes Iverson on the back door. Comes in. Tries to get a shot off was Kudla. And we're going to get a free shot from the 12-meter mark. Got into Kudla's shooting space, so she couldn't get one off, so they'll blow the whistle. Kudla cutting across in between the 8 and 12-meter mark. Got the pass, and here she comes. Whips one up, tries to go upper corner, but threw it up over the net. And that's going to be Laker ball. Laker on a quick start. They head right up the field with a little speed. They got some open turf, but dropped down. Picked up by Iverson. Iverson tries to go middle to Van Wyk. Van Wyk goes down low, and she scores. Van Wyk on a nice feed from Iverson. And Crimson get on the board for their first goal of the night. 8:52 left to go in quarter number 1. Watch the replay there with Van Wyk. Went down low. Replay brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Three to 1 Laker lead. Get the official scoring. Van Wyk on the goal. Assist goes to Iverson is what I saw. Kudla will go set up at the face-off. Take the draw. Maple Grove had good luck with that last round. See if they can't duplicate that. Ball goes up in the air. We got a whistle. We're going to have a false start, and they're going to give that to Prior Lake. Prior Lake's going to pick up the ball. They go down the far side. We've seen this one before, back behind the net. Cutter comes across. Good defense there this time by Maple Grove. Now it's back to the near side. Ball goes in. Quick shot and over the shoulder of Iverson. Quickly got past the defender. They made a sub there. Looked like that was Jordan Range in there. Number 11 for Maple Grove. She comes, curls around. Range right out in front. Top of the goalie circle and had pretty much a free shot on Iverson. Not much she could do there as Maple Grove defender got beat. Oh, 4-1 lead for the Lakers. Kudla sets up for the face-off. She'll take the draw at the Maple Grove logo. Steady drizzle here at the Maple Grove lacrosse field. We're going to get another false start. This time they're going to give it to the Crimson. Referee's going to talk to him. Kudla has it at the 50-yard mark. Whistle blows. She'll start. Quickly surrounded by 3 Laker defenders. And whistle blows back to Kudla. Kudla goes back to Roach. Roach is going to run her way to the far side, gets it up to Bowerly. Bowerly at the 40-yard line. She cuts near side towards the middle, tries to get around. Kennedy was looking to set up a pick, and Bowerly brings it all the way down low, drops it off for Isaacson. Isaacson has it, goes inside, was looking for Van Wyk, picked up by Iverson. Iverson faked the drop pass. She backpedals out to the 20-yard marker, 25, and she's going to slow things down while the Maple Grove Crimson set it up. Go down low. Ball is on the turf. Turnover there as they try to get it to Kennedy. Kennedy couldn't handle it on the handcuff pass, so down on the turf it went and picked up by the Lakers. Lakers are going to break it out. They're at the middle of the field. They're run to the 40, 45. They're going to cross midfield. Little shoulder dip on the fake, and she continues to go down the far sidelines. Pass to the middle, 8-meter mark, throws it in. Iverson with a save there. Nice job by Iverson to get the basket. She's surrounded by Lakers in the goal circle, able to clear it out to Bowerly. Bowerly on the far side. She runs to the 30, gets it up to Kudla. Kudla couldn't handle the pass, but it bounces right to Iverson. Iverson flips it up to Sukup. Sukup cuts to the middle. She's at the top. She goes down low to Van Wyk. Van Wyk fakes the shot. Shoulder dip to the right, drops it off for Dunn. Dunn goes across looking for Isaacson. Isaacson couldn't handle the pass, and it's down on the turf. Picked up by the Prior Lake goaltender and cleared out quickly. Nice job by the Crimson to knock that one out of the basket, but backup defender came and picked it up. Hustles down the near side of the field, shadowed there by Roach. Forced to the inside, throws it to the middle of the field, and here come the Lakers. They get it down low. Nice defensive play there by Sandberg to get the stick in the way. And we're going to get a call here. Let's see what it is from the referee. I'm going to call number 24, Sandberg, on some sort of penalty. Thought it was a fantastic defensive play as she was able to get the stick in there and break up the centering pass. Now they give the Lakers a free shot from the 12-meter mark. They throw it to the inside, curl around. Nice play there by the Lakers, as you don't see that one too often, but we're going to get a quick whistle and see what it is. Lakers off the free shot, curled around to the near side post. And they're going to say no goal on that one. Stepped inside the goalie circle, got a little bit too close, so they're going to wave that one off. Ball back to Sandberg. Sandberg's going to run to the near side. She's at the 20-yard line. Little stutter step by Sandberg, and she continues up the field. Now she goes to Range. Range with a nice little cup there. She got handcuffed. She throws it up to Kennedy. Kennedy scoops it up off the turf, takes a stick to the head, goes down. We're going to get a yellow card here, which is going to put the Lakers down a player. 5:30 left to go in quarter one. Maple Grove down 4-1. But now up a player advantage on the yellow card to number 2. That's Sophie Basile. Got the stick up a little bit too high on Kennedy. And Kennedy will get the free start right at the 30-yard line. Throws it back to Bowerly. Bowerly's going to ring it up middle field. She takes a little stick bump there, whistle, but she can continue. Drops it on the turf as she was running, but is able to get it back. Bowerly has it quickly taken on by 2 players and dumped right on the sideline by number 22, Lauren Jones. Cross-check Bowerly down, and Bowerly is slow to get up as she took a stick right to the ribs. Bowerly's up on both feet. Looks like she's going to be okay. Cheer from the crowd as Bowerly's up. She secures her goggles, puts them back on. She'll get a free start here. Right inside the 50-yard line, midfield for Bowerly. They got to give her 4 meters. She'll take a couple of steps in. You can see her surrounded by Laker players. Looking maybe for a pass back to Sandberg. Looks like Bowerly's got to go out because she was injured. So in comes Hannah Johnson. Hannah Johnson will take over for Bowerly. Bowerly will take a little bit of a rest. So replaced by Hannah Johnson. Whistle blows. Johnson's going to run down. She's forced to the outside. Another whistle. Ball on the turf and into the basket of Van Wyk, but she gives it right back to Johnson. Johnson in front of the Laker tent. You can't see her, but she's right down there surrounded by those 3 players with their sticks in the air. There's a little bit different angle. Johnson has it. Tries to get around all 3 players. Ends up going back to Sandberg, but threw it over her head. Sandberg's got a hustle. Ball on the ground. Sandberg scoops it up. She's going to flick it all the way across the field, looking for Kudla. Kudla couldn't corral that one. And ball goes down on the turf. Kudla finally scoops that one up. She's on the far side sidelines. Cuts back down and goes down low to Sandberg. Sandberg has it across the 40. She gets towards midfield, goes across to Johnson. Johnson stutter step, backs. She's defended by a couple of Laker players, double teamed, but is able to get it to Kudla. Kudla finally able to get it to Roach. Roach has it, brings it across the 30. Roach is going to bring it down low. Gets it over to Sukup. Sukup with a turn spin. She drops it off for Iverson. Iverson goes behind the net. She's going to slow it down and set things up. Kennedy cuts down across. There goes Isaacson across the box, followed by Dunn. Iverson still with the ball. She cuts to the middle, throws it down low. That's Riley Dunn. Cuts in, tries to go up high on the goaltender, but threw it over the crossbar. Maple Grove Crimson will retain control of the ball, and it's Kennedy now behind the net. Crimson back behind the net. Over to Dunn. Dunn brings it out near side, gets it down to Kennedy. Kennedy scores, or gets in the middle, takes a shot, but didn't get it past the goaltenders. The goaltender was able to make the save. Nice play there by Kennedy on the feed from Dunn, but couldn't get it by the goaltender. 3:05 left to go in quarter number 1. Now it's down low again for Prior Lake. Cutter comes in, well defended there by Maple Grove, and we're going to get another whistle here by the far side referee who called that same play last time when we defended. Now it's a free shot from the 12-meter mark with just under 2:45 left to go in quarter number 1. Cuts in, Iverson tried to make the save, but right under the elbow of Iverson, near side post, and puts the Lakers up 5-1 with 2:37 left to go in quarter number 1. Abby Grove with another goal, number 23 for the Lakers. Maple Grove might want to put a body on her. See if they can't find someone to shadow her and keep her from cutting through the middle. Kudla on the draw at the Maple Grove logo, midfield. Ball goes up in the air. Off of the turf, Dunn scoops at it, kicks it free. Now it's Kudla who has an opportunity. Van Wyk finally picks it up. She turns, spins, heads back up towards the middle of the field. She rushes across the 50, down to the 40. Van Wyk with control of the ball in her basket. Gets to the 20-meter mark, cuts to the left, down to the 12, 8. Forced back to the outside, whistle's going to blow. Referee is going to give Van Wyk the free shot from the 12-meter mark. Scratch that, they're going to make her back up to the 20-meter mark, so Van Wyk has it. She starts play. Fakes left, goes right, cuts down, takes a bump from the stick there. Another whistle, tried to hit Dunn, who was cutting across just outside the goal circle. Whistle blew prior to that, so Van Wyk's going to restart it back at the 20-meter mark. Shot of Roach. Van Wyk. Down to the inside, looking for Sukup. Sukup with a spin, shot towards the net. Goaltender got a piece of that one, and a rebound comes back behind. Now it's to Kudla. Kudla cuts towards the middle. She tries to get down low. She flings one up over the right-hand shoulder of the goaltender and past the Lakers goalie for the second Crimson goal with 1:09 left to go in quarter number 1. 5-2 Laker lead. Goal by Kudla. Watch the replay there on the Jersey Mike replay cam. You can see Kudla came in. She curled around the near side post, was able to get to the middle, faked up high, went down to the middle, and threw it right over the goaltender's shoulder. Nice upper corner shot there by Kudla. Nice shot by the camera to get a good angle on that one. You could see how she went down low and threw it up high over the goaltender's right shoulder. Kudla with a goal, Van Wyk with the other goal. Lakers still lead 5-2. big draw there. Goes all the way back to the 30, right into the basket of Kennedy. Kennedy quickly surrounded by 4 Laker players, but is able to run her way out of there. She's forced to the far side, goes back now. That's Sandberg on the ball. Sandberg turns, spins, gets it to Johnson. Johnson's turn, looking for someone to clear it out to. Goes up high, looking for Kudla. Kudla couldn't bring that one down, but it's on the turf. She's able to win the race. Tried to scoop it up, but knocked it out of bounds was Kudla with 40 seconds left. It's Laker ball. Lakers come down to the 40. Shadowed there by Isaacson. Isaacson couldn't cross the 30, so got a quick push. Now they try to go to the middle, and we're going to get, looks like a shooting space call with 24 seconds left. They're going to bring her out to the 12-meter mark. And Iverson sets up to block this one. Whistle blows. Nice save by Iverson as she makes the kick save. That one hurt a little bit. Looked like it clipped her right on the ankle, but great save by Iverson. And we're going to get another whistle here. They're going to bring Bowerly on the yellow card. Looked like she got her stick up a little bit too high towards the head of the Lakers player, so she's going to take a yellow card, and she'll sit down for 2 minutes, which will even things up. Trying to get the clock reset. Had 20 seconds on the clock, and there we go. Now the Lakers have it, back behind the net. Cut goes to the 12-meter mark, out to the top, forced back to the outside. They come down low. Shot from the knees, ankles up over the shoulder of Iverson, and Lakers now up 6-2. Watch this one on the Jersey Mike replay cam. Fed down to the middle, right inside the 8-meter mark, went down low and shot it up high in the upper corner. Iverson couldn't get the stick up in time, and Lakers with another goal. Number 10, Tally Beldzicki on the goal. You can tell her, she's got the orange basket out there. A little bit different from everyone else. Just 12 seconds left to go in the quarter. Steady rain out there. Referee is calling quarter break. He was saying halftime. I think he confused everybody, but it's just the end of the quarter. We'll have a quick 2-minute intermission. We'll be back for quarter number 2. Lakers up 6-2.
about that random? Jack Light? No,
We are back for quarter number 2, 12 minutes on the clock. Lakers up 6-2 at Maple Grove Athletic Field here across from the high school. Maple Grove Crimson taking on the Prior Lake Lakers. Maple Grove wearing the white uniforms. They'll be going from our left to right for quarter number 2. In the face-off circle is Hadley Kudla, number 16 for the Crimson. She'll take the draw. Referee's going to set it up between the two baskets, puts his hand in the air, backs out of there. Ball up in the air, down on the turf. Kudla's going to control that one. She turns, quickly gets it up towards Dunn. Dunn has to scoop it up off the field. She goes to the middle. Now it's Johnson. Johnson goes down low to Sukup. Sukup drops it off for Iverson. Iverson picks it up off the turf. She'll slow things down a little bit, set up a play for the Crimson. Iverson up to Dunn. Dunn goes across to Kudla. Kudla to Van Wyk. Van Wyk quickly double teamed. Van Wyk whistle there. She's able to duck under a stick and slows it down back behind the net. Now feeds it up to Isaacson. Isaacson has it on the 10-yard line, goes back down low to Van Wyk. Rain picked up a little bit here, a little bit heavier. Now Van Wyk gets forced down to the outside. She's going to cut back behind the goaltender. She'll set up shop down there. Cuts through two defenders, knocked down onto the ground, but Van Wyk's able to pick it up on the whistle. She goes down low. Now it's Dunn. Dunn's going to circle around the back of Van Wyk. She'll come up top. Sukup sets a little mini pick. Dunn shadowed by 3 defenders all over her. Double team. Prior Lake being pretty aggressive here. Maple Grove trying to kill off the violation to Bowerly, who's in the box for a couple of minutes. Whistle blows. Dunn has it. Dunn's going to cut towards the middle. Comes in. Goes down low. Dunn backhand. And we're going to get a whistle by the referee. They're going to call Prior Lake on the violation, so they're going to give the ball to Dunn on the 12-meter mark. Dunn's going to get a free shot as she ducked down low, tried to make her way towards the goaltender's circle to get a shot off, but got stick checked. There's Dunn. She went low on the underhand shot, left of the goaltender, shot wide, but it's Maple Grove ball. Maple Grove, now it's to Iverson. And that's Kudla back there. Now it's to Dunn. Dunn looks around the field. Cutting across was Sukup. Setting the pick was Kudla. Forced back to the outside is Dunn. Number 19, Stella Becker in the game. Down low. Shot goes towards the net and scored by Isaacson on the goal. Nice little feed there. Let's watch the replay here. Cuts down low. Isaacson gets it at the 8-meter mark, takes a couple of steps to the right, throws it by the goaltender for a goal, cuts the lead to 3 for the Crimson. Isaacson on the goal, Dunn on the assist. Nice job there to feed it down the middle of the field. Isaacson able to get inside that 8-meter mark in between that and the goalie circle and get a shot off and beat the goaltender. Kudla's going to take the draw. Up in the air, little battle for it by 2 Crimson players. Looked like they knocked each other's stick out of the ball range, so they give it to the Lakers. Lakers now on the move towards the Maple Grove zone, back behind the net. Forced to the outside, double team. Big collision there right inside by Kennedy and number 10, Tally Baldzicki. They're going to give the ball to Baldzicki. She's going to get a free shot from the 12-meter mark. Kennedy got a little bit too close inside. Couple of steps in, goes up high. Kiki Iverson with the big save there, was able to get the stick up as Balzicki went for the upper left-hand corner. Iverson saw that one all the way, was able to make the big save. Now it's Isaacson down the field for Van Wyck. Nice job, quick breakout there for the Crimson. Van Wyck has it, shadowed by 2 defenders of the Lakers. Now backed up, now it's one-on-one with Van Wyck. Van Wyck has it behind the net. Cutting across, second cutter comes in. It's Kennedy who throws one at the net. Goaltenders made the save as nice job. They had primary cutter, a secondary cutter was Kennedy all alone. Great pass by Van Wyck, but Kennedy couldn't get it by the goalie. Now it's the Lakers on the move. They cut across, nobody there. All alone was the Laker number 22, Lauren Jones, but couldn't corral it in her basket. Now it's Sandberg behind the net. Sandberg gets it to Iverson in the goal circle. Iverson with a quick clear, gets it up to Kudla. Kudla has it. She'll hustle forward. Turns, spins, tried to feed it to Kennedy. Now it's onto the turf, and it's picked up by Sukup. Sukup across the 30. She'll bring it towards the goal. She tries to cut through 2 defenders, knocked out of her basket and turned over. Prior Lake has it. Lakers back behind their own net. Goaltender with the clear. Nice, easy fade out to the far side, shadowed by Iverson, who knocks it out of the basket, but quickly picked up by the Lakers. The race is on across the 50. They dump it down towards the 30. They get into Maple Grove territory. Down low, they have it to the outside. That's number 4, Panowski. She goes up top to number 3, Ava Clausen. Now the Lakers have it on the far side. They're going to bring it back down low. Hannah Johnson and Sandberg covering the low post area. That's Sandberg. She's got her stick in the air, forced to the outside. One-on-one play. Cuts to the left, gets by Sandberg and feeds it inside, short side, as Sandberg forced her towards the inside post. Iverson came out anticipating a pass and left the short side wide open, and the Lakers put it in for a 4-goal lead, 7-3 lead for the Lakers with 6:35 left to go in the half. Watch the replay here. The short side was able to get it in. Turned, spun, faked right, went left on Sandberg and went short side on Iverson. (7-3) face-off coming up. Midfield, that's Hadley Kudla facing off against number 23, Abby Grove. Ball in the air. That's going to come all the way to the 30. Tried to scoop it up. Nice job there by Maple Grove. That's Livia Walseth who was after it. She tried to get it over the 30, try to get a good scoop there. Walseth. Now it's up to the Lakers. Lakers number 8, Barusa, has it. Gets it down to Poliski. Poliski goes down low. Sandberg and Johnson in the near side defense. That's Charlotte Dostal out there playing some defense down low. Another free shot for the Lakers, 12-meter mark. Comes in, nice defense there by Maple Grove. Now it's down low. That's Dostal digging around for it. Forced to the outside. The Lakers come away with the ball. They go back up top. Lakers have possession of it at the top of the circle. Over to the far side. They're going to set it up. They go back down low. Dostal and Sandberg. Dostal on the right post. One-on-one coming out to play Dostal. Dostal forced to the outside, back in, cuts to the middle, bounces one low off the turf and past Iverson for an 8-3 Laker lead. Watch the replay, got right by the defender, cuts around Iverson, and is able to just bounce it into the open net as Iverson came out to try and make a play but couldn't get there in time, and we're going to have a timeout by Maple Grove Crimson. .503 left to go in the half. Lakers lead by 5. We'll be right back after this short break. Here we go, out of the timeout. Lakers up by 5. 5 minutes left to go in the half. 5:03 to be exact. We'll get a face-off midfield on the timeout by Maple Grove. Shaw saw a shot of the stands, the umbrellas in full force, as there's a steady drizzle out on the field for this Thursday night game. Kudla's going to take the draw. Lakers elect to go 2 players on one side, leaving Dunn all alone on the near side. Kudla's job would be to get it towards Dunn's direction, which would give them a clear advantage to win the draw. See if she can do that, but it goes back all the way towards the 30, and it's going to be scooped up by the Lakers. Lakers have it on the near side. They run right in front of the Laker bench. They go down low. That's Poliski who gets it down back behind the goal. Over to the far side, Dostal shadows Laker player, forces her to the outside. She goes up top, all the way across to Pulaski. Down to Clausen, back down low. Sandberg playing defense. Stick in the air, tries to keep her to the outside. Cutter comes in, gets by Bowerly and a second Maple Grove player, and is able to put it past Iverson. Cutter got in between 2 players inside of Bowerly. They got past Dunn, stepped inside of Bowerly, came onto the inside, got the pass, and threw it by Iverson on our Jersey Mike's replay cam. 9-3 Laker lead. Crimson are going to need to step it up here if they want to get back in this game before it gets a little bit too out of hand. Down by 6. They need a couple of quick ones here before halftime. Give them a little momentum and see if they can't come out with a new energy, new strategy on the second half. Ball down. Face-offs one have been 75% to the Lakers. That's been a big part of this game. We've talked about it all the time. Face-offs and draws also important to get possession. Ball's up in the air. Nice job by Kudla to get it to the open Dunn. Dunn quickly gets it down to Van Wyk. Van Wyk's going to run it towards the near side post. She cuts to the left, swings back out, whistled from the referee, and that's going to be a free start for Van Wyk. She'll set up on the 12-meter mark. She'll get a free start, see if she goes in and can get a shot off. A little bit of a sharp angle here, but Van Wyk's got some good skill. She brings it down low for Dunn. Dunn drops it down as she tried to cut towards the middle, dumped it out of her basket. Now it's down on the turf. Picked up by the Lakers, batted out of the stick, kicked forward. Now a little scrum for it through the legs, and it's picked up by Sukup. Sukup brings it up to the middle for Kennedy. Kennedy go back down to Kudla. Kudla on the near side looking for the cutters. They'll set up. 3 on the right, 4 on the left. Here comes Dunn to set a little bit of a pick as Kudla brings it down low behind the net. Isaacson cuts toward the near side post, back to Kudla. Little give and there, go there. Kudla shadowed by a couple of players. She's turned, spins around, gets it up to Iverson. Iverson runs up to the 20, drops it down low for Kudla. Kudla cuts into the 8-meter mark. Took a stick to the head, shooting space there, so Kudla is going to get a free shot from the 12-meter mark. She'll set up to the outside, little bit of a tough angle there. 2:45 left to go in the half. Kudla a couple steps to the inside. She likes to go with a shot down low from the ankles and up high towards the upper corner. Let's see if she's able to get one past the goaltender with that approach. Here she comes in, gets to right in front of the net, throws it right into the basket of the goaltender. Tried to do a little knuckleball approach and got all the way to the top of the goaltender's circle, try to go up over the head, but the goaltender saw it out of the way, got the big basket up just above her helmet, and Kudla threw it right into her basket. Able to clear it out. Lakers now have it with 2:10 and time ticking in the first half. 9-3 Laker lead. Lakers with the ball. That's number 23, Abby Grove, gets it up the field. They're to the outside. They go down low. Pick comes out. Little one-on-one. Cutter comes across from outside the field. No one takes her, and it's knocked in by Iverson. Iverson made the initial save, went up over her head, and she tried to get the stick back as it was going towards the net. Bounced in off her stick and into the net for the 10th Laker goal. Unfortunate bounce there for the Maple Grove Crimson. Still might need to figure out a little bit different strategy on how to handle the cutters coming in. A lot of them that I've seen are coming in from the 20-meter mark around that circle. So they're getting a pretty good head start with a little bit of speed. It looks like Maple Grove might be just a little bit flat-footed out there on defense. So see if we can't change that for the halftime. Like to see a little bit more energy down low and playing defense maybe like they did at their last outing. Kudla on the draw, 1:42 left to go in half. Ball up in the air, corralled, and possession goes to the Crimson. That's Riley Dunn, number 39, who has it. She cuts down low, stops, slows it down a little bit. She'll cut to the middle. Kennedy cuts down right. Nice feed there and takes a shot right to the face by number 8, Holly Barisa. Big stick to the head as Kennedy cut down the middle. Got a nice feed from Dunn and ran into number 8 for the Lakers right in front of the goal circle. Kennedy's okay. She got up. Looked a lot worse than she probably feels, but she'll get a free start from the 12-meter mark. Goal here would be huge for the Crimson. Number 8, Barusa with the yellow card, so she'll go sit down for a couple of minutes. That'll put the Crimson up a player. Here comes Kennedy, 3 steps in, fires it low, saved by the Prior Lake goaltender. Tried to go 5-hole on the low shot, got 3 steps on the whistle. And goalie came up big. Nice interception there by Bowerly. She fell down to her knees as the pressure was put on by Dunn on the goaltender. The goaltender tried to clear. It went to Bowerly, but looked like Prior Lake was offsides there.
1 minute and a half.
So the ball goes back to the Crimson. Now it's fed right to the stick of Kennedy. Kennedy tries to cut through 2 defenders, gets down low, and we're going to get a whistle. And that one's going to go to Prior Lake. Looks like they're going to give Kennedy a charge of some sort. Not sure what the call was there. Either way, it's going to go back to the Lakers. Lakers have it, 45 seconds left to go in the half. They have a 7-goal lead. They'll head upfield. Ball on the turf. Nice push there. Picked up by Dunn. Dunn has it, comes in, goes down low, tries to fire it up over the shoulder, saved by the goaltender. Rebound comes out, ball's loose and picked up by the Prior Lake netminder. She'll stay in her circle. Shadowed by Maple Grove. That's Kudla down there, forcing her out of the circle. Now she'll get a little aggressive. Nice stick work by Kudla to knock it out of the goaltender's stick, but back to get it is the defense for the Lakers. They were able to scoop it up off the turf. They come around the near side of the goaltender. Dunn tries to get a stick over there. Now it goes down low. They cut across the 50, and that'll be the horn for halftime, and good time for that whistle as the Lakers were headed down towards Maple Grove territory with a little bit of open field and some speed. Nonetheless, we'll get a halftime here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So we'll take this quick break. 10-3, Laker lead here at Maple Grove Athletic Complex, where the Maple Grove Crimson are taking on the Prior Lake Lakers. We'll be right back after this short intermission.
Your pregame meal.
My pregame meals.
What was the atmosphere like in the locker room before the game?
It's always hype and high energy, and then we're serious when we need to be.
What's your go-to snack pregame?
I love Reese's peanut butter cups. Yep. Your pregame meal. My pregame meal is always a mixed berry smoothie, and I either have some type of Cheez-It snack or I'll eat Jersey Mike's or Chipotle.
How do you prepare for a big game?
I always take stretching seriously, so I really stretch before the game. I just am surrounded by my teammates and having fun, and I like to listen to music too and just having a good attitude.
What's the atmosphere like in the locker room before the game?
In the locker room, it's really fun. Everybody's hyping each other up and encouraging, and we're talking about our goals for the game, and just everybody's really excited to play.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
I like to eat Subway sandwiches.
What was the atmosphere like in the locker room before the game?
In the locker room before games, it's really fun and high energy. A lot of us are dancing and listening to music and just kind of joking around to be able to lock in when we get on the field.
And what's your pregame meal?
My pregame meal is a good sandwich with sourdough bread and turkey and cheese and good mayo and tomatoes.
Describe your most memorable moment in a game or season.
My most memorable moment was when we beat Champlain Park in our conference championship, just because we're always going head-to-head, and it was a really good win for us.
What was the atmosphere like in the locker room before the game?
The atmosphere is always really good. We're always playing really hype music. We do our buddy stacks, and we do our links where we talk about our goals for personal goals and then our team goals, so it's really just good to get locked in before the games.
How do you prepare mentally and physically for a big game?
I stretch out before a game, and I listen to party music in my car.
And what is your pregame meal?
Chipotle, chicken bowl from Chipotle.
Great. There we go.
Perfect.
Love it.
Good job.
Hadley, what is your favorite drill that we do?
My favorite drill in lacrosse is the transition drill, because you can really see how working on it in practice has really improved our game in the games.
True. How would you describe the team's chemistry?
Our team chemistry is very good. We're all friends outside of lacrosse too, so that helps a lot. And we just like to do fun things together.
What are the biggest challenges you face as an athlete?
I'd say be able to manage my time well and making sure that I'm being here for the team and not just myself, to make sure we can all just do great together, you know?
Yeah. What's your favorite pregame meal?
My mom makes amazing bolognese pasta, so I just love to have the night prior just to feel ready for the game. Yeah.
Describe your most memorable moment in a game or season.
Oh, when I had a lock on Reese Hagenbart during the 7v7 championship game.
What is your go-to meal before a game?
Chipotle and Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
How do you prepare mentally before a big game?
The way that I prepare for a game is usually taking time by myself before. Whenever I do my hair, that always helps me kind of like lock in and focus, and listening to music before to get me hype.
What's your pregame meal?
Usually it's a turkey and cheese sandwich from Jimmy John's and a pickle.
Okay. What are you most looking forward to about the upcoming season?
I'm really excited to see how this season's going to play out. We have a whole bunch of talent, and it's a big year for a lot of the seniors and some of the juniors. But yeah, it's a really talented group of girls, and I'm really excited to see what's going to unfold.
Okay, awesome. How do you build a strong team culture?
A strong team culture? We do a lot of really fun bonding stuff. Most of the bonding happens when Kylie drives me around everywhere, though. But yeah, just taking every opportunity to kind of like spend some time with each other and joke around with each other is really kind of what builds our team chemistry, I think.
How would you describe the team's chemistry and communication?
The team's chemistry on and off the field, we try to connect really well. We communicate in the locker room before games. We do our team goals and our individual goals for the game, and we just try to communicate and lock in for the game.
Describe your most memorable moment in a game or season.
My most memorable moment in the game was for last season when we were playing sections against Champlain, and I scored the first 2 goals of the game.
What is the atmosphere like in the locker room before a game?
The atmosphere is really hype. We try to hype each other up, get prepared for the game, but stay motivated, and just get locked in.
What are you most looking forward to about the upcoming season?
I'm mostly looking forward to playing for my senior season, and I feel like the team's going to do really good this year, and I'm just excited to see how we grow as a program and how far we make it this year.
What was the atmosphere like in the locker room right before the game?
In the locker room, we always hype each other up, and I feel like it's just like really good vibes, and we like lock in, but also encourage each other, and yeah.
What is your pregame meal?
I have any kind of form of energy drink and either Goldfish or Cheez-Its.
What do you hope to achieve in the long term?
I hope to get more playing time as the season goes on and to improve my defensive skills.
And what is your pregame song?
anything by Nicki Minaj, but super bass mainly.
How do you make decisions during a game?
The decisions I make, I try and make them as fast as possible and as accurate as I can.
What are the biggest challenges you face as an athlete?
One of the biggest challenges I face as an athlete is trying not to get hard on myself on goal, especially if I'm taking lots of shots and I'm letting them go in. It's a very challenging thing for me.
How do you manage your emotions and stay focused during a game?
How I stay focused is I usually count on my teammates to keep me motivated, and then I like to focus on another action I can do that would help me stay focused and move forward.
You ready for the challenges?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges you face as an athlete?
The most challenges I face are mostly just when I mess up and I have to improve myself, and I have to focus on just moving forward, and then it's just a small play and I can improve myself.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
My favorite pregame meal is a Cinco de Leite from Crisp and Green.
Yes.
What's your pregame meal?
My pregame meal is definitely either Cane's or Jersey Mike's or just something like that.
How would you describe the atmosphere in the locker room before a game?
I love the atmosphere in the locker room before the game. It's really exciting. Everyone's happy, high energy. It's just really good to have that team bonding before a big game. What are you most looking forward to about the upcoming season?
We are back after halftime here. Sorry about the late start, but Lakers do have possession of the ball down in Maple Grove territory. That's Abby Grove. She goes down low for the Lakers. She's got a bunch of goals for them this evening. Rain still falling steady here at Maple Grove Athletic Field. Across from the high school, Maple Grove, the home team wearing the white jerseys trimmed out in crimson. Prior Lake back to full strength. And they have possession of the ball down in Maple Grove territory. They have it at the middle top circle. A couple of stutter steps. They go down low. Jordan Range is out there. Now it's back behind the net. Shadowed by Sandberg. She'll cover that near side post. Tries to cut around. Sandberg with a little stick work. Forced to the outside. Nice defense there by Sandberg. Forces down. Double team comes in. Ball's on the ground. Referee's going to blow the whistle as the Laker player fell down. Good defense by Sandberg, Dunn, and Kudla. They call Sandberg for the violation, so she's got to go back behind the player. Now they're allowing her to get back behind the net. Ball comes out top. Near side down low. Back behind the net are the Lakers. No hurry for the Lakers. There's no urgency as they have a 7-goal lead. A little bit different for the Maple Grove Crimson. Cutter comes across. Good defense there by Kudla. Cover the cutter, number 2, Ava Clausen. Ball down on the ground. Kiki's going to pick it up. That's Iverson. She tries to clear. That hits a stick. And the Lakers are able to take possession on the turnover. They go down low. They throw it a little wide. Ball's going to go towards the out-of-bounds line, but picked up by the Lakers before it made its way there. Here come the Lakers. They get around Range. They bring it to the middle. No goaltender, but Iverson able to get back in position and make the save. That was number 29, Keely Moling, who got around Range. Get out to the front of the goaltender and got the shot off. Now it's Sandberg. She's forced to the outside. She's trying to clear it up the field. Finally able to get it up to Sukup. Sukup with a good scoop there and turns, runs it up the field near side, cuts towards the middle, forced back to the outside, push down, whistle blows. Gets it up to Iverson. Iverson with some wheels and some open field in front of her. That's number 1, Lillian Iverson. Iverson has it on the 10-yard mark towards the near side. Iverson cuts down low, goes to her right, comes to the middle, met by another defender, knocked out of her basket, and the whistle blows, so it's going to give Iverson a free start. Iverson picks it up off the turf. She'll take a couple of steps towards the 20-yard line. They're going to give her all the way down towards the 10. Free shot from a very tough angle. Iverson. See if she can't get towards the middle of the field and get one down low between the goaltender's legs. Whistle blows. Iverson decides to turn, spin, goes back to the outside, sets it up, not forcing it. Good job by Iverson to realize no need to force there from a tough angle. Drops it off to Dunn. Dunn gets it to Van Wyk. Van Wyk has it. She's now at the 10-yard line, right about where Iverson was. They clear out. Looks like it's going to be an isolation play, one-on-one for Van Wyk. She goes left, cuts right, looking for Dunn to cut through. Van Wyk shadowed there by the Lakers defender, and referee finally blows the whistle as the stick from the Lakers defender got a little bit too horizontal. They'll let you bump when it's vertical, but once you get horizontal, it's more of a cross-check, so they're going to blow the whistle. Now it's going to go to Van Wyk at the 12-meter mark. Here comes Van Wyk, goes down low, but the goaltender able to get the stick on the turf and make the save as Van Wyk tried to go 5-hole, but goaltender saw that one, was able to get the stick down. Kudla almost with the interception. Ball's on the turf, but picked up by number 23, Abby Grove. Abby Grove goes down. Big wipeout by Kudla as she got a little bit of turf burn on that one, was chasing down Grove and got the feet caught up and went down hard. Lakers have it back behind the net. Much better job are the Crimson handling the cutters going through. Primary, secondary cutters have been shadowed nicely by the Crimson. Now it's Grove down low, back behind the net. Prior Lake in control to the outside. Cut comes through the middle. Nice defense there by Isaacson. She got the stick there, but referee's going to call the violation on Isaacson as she got a little bit too close up towards the face, and she's going to head back out behind the Lakers player, number 23, Abby Grove. Grove with the free start from the 12-meter mark. She cuts in, gets down low. Nice defense there by Bowerly and Dunn. Converged on Grove, didn't allow her to get the shot off and able to get the ball on the turf, but the Lakers in control again. Possession to Prior Lake. They're up top, taking a little bit of time here as they do have the 7-goal lead. Cutters come across. Good defense there by Maple Grove. Isolation on the outside. Sandberg forced to the out, cuts down, and Bowerly got the stick up a little bit too high. Referee blows the whistle. Another free start for the Lakers. Iverson sets up in the net. Cuts towards the 8. Gets in. Iverson with the save. Nice job. Rebound comes out. Back towards Iverson. And Iverson scoops it up. Now she tries to clear it out, but right into the stick of the Lakers player, picked it up off the turf, turned, spun, shot, scored. But they're going to call an illegal step inside the goaltender's circle. Iverson's got to be careful with the clears from the circle as she's thrown it twice now just into the basket of the Lakers player. Now it's to Jordan Range. Range has it. She took a stick to the top of the head. She'll get a free start as with just a tick under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Yellow card to the Prior Lake player. She'll take a 2-minute rest. That's number 20, Lauren Knutson, for a shot to the head of the Maple Grove defender. All right, everybody's in place. Referee's going to blow the whistle here, and back in action. Range has it. She cuts towards the middle, shadowed by number 19, number 18, Taylor Sweet, able to get it up. Far side of the field are the Crimson. They bring it down into Laker territory, just inside the 30-yard line. They get it to Kennedy. Down low to Iverson. We're going to get a whistle away from the ball here. What do we got? Maybe an offside call on the Lakers. Lakers too many players past the 30-yard line, which will give Maple Grove the free shot. It's free start. Iverson has it on the far side of the field. Iverson off the whistle. Feeds it inside to Kennedy. Kennedy with a turn, fire shot, score. Nice job, nice feed there by Iverson to Kennedy. Watch this on our Jersey Mike's replay cam. Iverson throws it right inside in between the 8 and fourth goal for the Crimson, 10-4 Lakers. David Kennedy, you got me on the speaker out here. All right. 4:23 left to go. Lakers with a 10-4 lead. Goal by Kennedy. That was Kennedy from Iverson on the goal. Ball up in the air, down on the turf, and it's picked up by the Lakers.
Going for the Crimson. Number 47, Ava Kennedy. Assist by Lily Iverson.
Lakers have it now back behind the net. 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. Ball back to the Lakers, down on the turf, quickly converged on by 2 defenders as Maple Grove is up a player. They're trying to put the pressure on a little bit, being a little bit more aggressive, but the Lakers out by the 30-yard line takes a couple of swats, and Kudla is able to intercept it with the turnover. Tries to cut it towards the middle of the field, tried to hit Van Wyk. They couldn't connect on it. Ball's on the turf, back down again, and finally grabbed by Iverson. Iverson comes away with it out of the scrum. She gets across the 30 down towards the 20. She's going to back it out a little bit, slow it down. Up to Isaacson. Isaacson has it, looking for a cutter, cutting across. Sukup cuts across, switches spots with Dunn, and we're going to get a violation away from the ball. So a free start for Isaacson with 3:08 left to go in the third quarter. 10-4, Lakers lead. Cutting across, that's Kennedy. Kennedy had it, thought about the shot, couldn't get enough room to get the stick around, now feeds it to Dunn. Dunn comes and curls around. She takes a shot to the head, no whistle by the referee. She continues on to the short side, comes around, feeds it right in front, down low to Kudla. Kudla with a little shuttle pass right past the goaltender. 10-5, Crimson, 2 quick goals. Great job by the Crimson. As you can watch Dunn come across, feeds it right down to Kudla. Kudla with a just little shuttle shot, wrister right past the goaltender, pushed it over the right-hand shoulder, and Kudla with another goal. That's her second of the night. Ryan Dunn, pair of assists. Jersey Mike's replay cam. And looks like Prior Lake's going to call a timeout. 2:52 left to go in quarter number 3. 10-5, Crimson, 2 quick goals to cut the deficit down a little bit, and they're fired up. You can hear Maple Grove down cheering on the field, and they have momentum going their way. See if they can't keep this. See if they can't keep this going out of the timeout. We'll be right back after this short break. She got suckered into doing the camera.
That's all right. You want to be close to your hubby anyway. So I think next road game should do safety.
When is the next road game?
Probably next.
Shocking.
We have Monday. We have
Monday's Teacher Appreciation Day here, and then the one after.
I got Jets in.
For what? The Teacher
Monday.
Appreciation?
Yeah. I got 100 pieces, 100 slices.
100 slices you gotta slack off?
We sold all of them. We sold out, yeah, quickly.
How much are they? $5?
$5 for, and then $2 for water. No, I mean with the teacher appreciation. So each teacher's going to get their own.
They'll sell it.
It's so good.
Yeah, next away game for sure. We haven't done one
Yeah,
yet.
but it's because it's hard for you, I get it. And you and I are the only one that, you know, are the only ones that really are fun.
We're the only ones that are going to go anyway.
Exactly.
Maybe
But so
Ryan.
road games, you know,
Yeah. Road game for sure. We got it. Maybe Ryan will show up. We get Ryan to go.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
It's going to be
It's a home game and then an away game.
Monday is home.
Oh, yeah, Elk River's the 9th.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's out that way. Hold on. It's at Elk River, but I'll be gone. I'm going fishing that week.
At Elk River is on 2nd.
That's on Friday.
Friday. You'll be on?
Yeah, I'm going to be gone.
You'll be there? No, it's at Elk River. Oh, wait a second. Yeah.
We are back out of the timeout. 2:52 left to go in quarter number 3. Ball on the ground picked up by the Lakers. Swatted out of the stick, still loose. Nice job by Dunn to turn it over. Dunn with a great defensive play there to knock it out of the basket, and then also the wherewithal to pick it up off the turf and bring it back downfield. Now it's Sukup. Sukup forced to the outside. She fakes to the right, goes left, feeds it to Isaacson. Isaacson has it. Backed up, couple of stutter steps back. Isaacson down to Kennedy. Kennedy to Iverson. No, that's Kudla. Kudla comes around, tries to cut down, goes low, tries to fling one towards the inside post, and that one went wide. They're going to give it to the Polar, or to the Lakers. They bring it up. Nice stick work there by Dunn to get a piece of it, but it ends up in the Laker basket. Number 29 has it. That's Keely Moling. She got converged on by a couple of Crimson defenders and whistle, so she'll get the free start. Prior Lake just inside the 50-yard mark. Minute and a half left to go in the quarter. Outside sidelines. They're going to bring it down low, back behind the net. Watched by Sandberg. They go up top. Bowerly's out there towards the 30-yard line. Look behind her just to make sure there's not a stick coming. Johnson was right there. They go to the near side. Number 2, Clausen has it. Goes down low. Shadowed by Dunn. Dunn plays down low. Forced to the outside. Back down behind the goaltender. Good defense there by the Crimson. Dunn back down low. She's playing a little bit more defense for Maple Grove. Shadowed by both players, and they throw it up top. Whistle by the referee on a stick violation for Sandberg. So she's forced to 4 meters behind the start. 12-meter mark is where the ball's at for Prior Lake. Comes in to the 8-meter mark, throws one right by Iverson. And that'll be goal number 11 for Prior Lake. 11-5, 6-goal lead for the Lakers. On the free shot, Iverson just couldn't get a piece of that one. They went left near side post and got it by Iverson for their 11th goal. Tried to get the foot out there. You saw on the Jersey Mike replay cam. Great camera angle right on the goal. Saw Iverson stuck out the left leg, but just couldn't get a piece of the ball. Number 23, Abby Grove on your cam. Number 16, Hadley Kudla. Referee explaining some time clock management to both coaches. Don't think he likes the stop and start times of the Maple Grove clock management. 24 seconds left to go in the quarter. Face off midfield. Maple Grove Crimson down by 6. Need to score here. Possession off the draw would be crucial. Referee's going to blow this one dead, and we're going to get a redraw. Maple Grove wants any chance of getting back into this one. They're going to have to get possession off of this draw, run down quickly, get a shot off, and hopefully put one into the back of the twine. Ball up in the air. Not going to happen as the Lakers have control off the draw. Quickly down, whistle blows. Gets to continue, back behind the net, 12 seconds left to go. See if the Lakers play for a shot. They're looking for a couple of cutters back to the far side post. Shadowed by Sandberg, cutter comes in, they score. Feed comes in as they couldn't cover the cutter coming across the middle of the field. And the attacker from the outside, far side post, threw it right to the middle. Quick little one-time shot past Iverson for another goal. 12-5 lead Lakers. We would have liked to have seen the Crimson with that type of play, but unfortunately no possession off of the draw, and the Lakers came down just a second and a half left to go in the quarter. Ball up in the air, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 12-5 Laker lead. We'll be right back after this short intermission. .2025 Maple Grove sponsors, our premier sponsors. Wouldn't be able to do this without you, so thank you. Pints and Paddles, Malone's Bar and Grill, Wellhouse Chiropractic, the Maple Grove Lions Club, all premier memberships, gold sponsors, Delivery Consulting Group, The Lotus, Maple Grove, Purr Furniture, Cat Furniture, Sundance Entertainment Center, the Women's Club of Minneapolis, Barnhouse Exteriors, Realty Riders, Crew Car Wash, Lookout Bar and Grill, TB Carpet and Flooring for all your flooring needs, Kennedy Vision Health Center. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Without you, we couldn't do Maple Grove Crimson Girls Lacrosse. So thanks again, and we'll be right back after this short intermission.
Go, Crimson!
We are back for fourth quarter here. Prior Lake Lakers taking on the Maple Grove Crimson here at Maple Grove Athletic Fields. Hadley Kudla in the draw against Abbey Grove.
Go hard.
Ball up in the air. That's going to be picked up by the Lakers. Lakers with a lot of speed. Bring it straight down. Try to cut it to the middle. Defended well by Maple Grove. Hannah Johnson out there. Kylie Sandberg. Sandberg covers the near side post. Bowerly over there to help with the double team if needed. Back out to the top of the circle. That's Kudla, forces her to the outside. Cutter comes in and they get one by Iverson again. Double team didn't work there on that one as Dunn went in for the double team, left number 23 wide open, who went in, was able to get the feed from the top of the circle and throw it by Iverson for a 13-5 lead. That was number 2, Sophia Basile, on the goal. Again, we'd like to thank our game day sponsor, Jersey Mike's. All of our replays tonight brought to you by Jersey Mike's Replay Cam. Face-off down, one controlled again by Prior Lake. Lakers have it back down behind the net. They'll set up back there. You watch for the cutters coming across. Everyone at the top of the field. They try and curl around the back door. Now they go back up the top. Cuts across the 8-meter mark. Little crisscross. Here come the secondary and tertiary cutters. Spins, turns, hits it on the back door off of the goal post. Lakers, and it's picked up by the Crimson and thrown back down to Iverson. Iverson gets it to Sandberg. Sandberg bounces it off the turf. She stops and changes direction, goes up to the middle to Dunn. Dunn cuts towards the outside, forced back in towards the middle. Dunn cuts across towards the 40, takes a stick check and has to feed it back to Hannah Johnson. Johnson goes far side, tries to whip one, gets it to Bowerly. Bowerly on the turf, but's able to pick it up. She'll turn, spin, cuts across the 40. Now she's down to the 30, gets it to Van Wyk. Van Wyk has it. She controls. She'll direct traffic, tells everybody to back up as she brings it down just under the 10-yard mark. Back behind the net is Van Wyk. Van Wyk to Isaacson. Isaacson tried to curl around the front post, drops it off for Van Wyk, looking for a secondary curl. Here comes Iverson. Iverson on the give and go to Van Wyk. Van Wyk just outside the circle. Couldn't control it, get the shot off. Now a nice cutter there by Riley Dunn. Cuts down across the middle with a little bit of speed. Van Wyk hits her perfectly on the one-time shot, and Dunn with the goal. Nice shot by Dunn to put it by the goaltender. Better pass by Van Wyk. Riley Dunn with her first goal of the night. 1 goal, 2 assists. Van Wyk with 1 goal, 1 assist. Beautiful pass by Van Wyk. Dunn with a nice shot to the far side post, just inside, out of reach of the goaltender. Crimson, 6th goal, still down 7. 13-6 Laker lead. Just a tick over 10 minutes left to go. Up in the air to the Lakers. Lakers have it. Stick check there, but play continues. Down low to Abbey Grove. Grove cuts down in between the 20 and 30, gets it down low to Pinkowski. Pinkowski gets it back down. Shadowed by Sandberg. Sandberg has to backpedal. Gives her a little bit of space. Forced right, help from Bowerly. Forced down to the middle. Now they leak it back to the outside, down back behind the net. And we're going to get a whistle from the referee. And they're going to bring it back up top. They give the ball to number 15, Emma Maddox. I don't even think she touched the ball during that exchange, but referee saw something and gave it to her. They cut across and fed over everybody's stick all the way towards the sidelines. Lakers are able to get to the ball before it reaches out of bounds, and they have control and possession back behind the net. Shadowed by Johnson, sidestep inside Johnson. They got to the inside and was able to throw it over the shoulder of Iverson. They'll talk about that one. Johnson playing a little bit 2 steps outside, gave a fake to the right, bit for the fake, and was able to get around to the inside. Bowerly tried to come over for the help, as you could see on the replay, but able to get it right past Iverson. Iverson a little bit frustrated as she came out to try and cut that one down a little bit. Sammer covering the back door, tried to slide over and help, but just couldn't get there in time as they got past on the near side post, able to put it in, and it's now 14-6. Prior Lake with an 8-goal lead. Dunn back in the face-off circle, up in the air. Dunn tries to control it off of the draw, gets it off of the turf. Dunn has it in her stick, feeds it up to Bowerly. Bowerly cuts through 3 defenders, dropped on the turf, but picked up by Dunn. Dunn turns, spin, forced back to the inside. Whistle blows, play continues, back to Johnson. Johnson feeds it far side over for Van Wyk. Van Wyk to Sukup. Sukup has it. She'll bring it down the field inside the 10-yard marker. Cutting across, the bounce on the ice. Sukup tried to hit Kennedy. It was cutting down. Kennedy was wide open. Sukup couldn't connect it with it on the pass. Turnover to the Lakers. Lakers now have it. They're going to run to the near side of the field. Shadowed by Bowerly. Bowerly on defense, forced to the inside. Bowerly comes across. They feed it down low. Cut off right in the middle inside the 8-meter mark, and referee's going to blow the whistle. And looks like he's going to deal out a yellow card. Who's that going to go to? It looks like Ava Kennedy. Kennedy's going to get the yellow card, so she's going to sit down for a couple of minutes. 14-6 lead. And Lakers now up a player. Free shot from the 12-meter mark for Prior Lake. Right at middle of the field. See what they do here. Cuts in, down low, shot left, goal. 15-6, Prior Lake lead. Off of the free start. Number 16, Maddie Bellew, able to get inside and throw one past Iverson. We're going to get another timeout here by the Crimson.
Timeout on the field. Scoring for the Lakers, number 10, Tally Belzicki.
Actually, the goal was number 10, Tally Belzicki, on the goal. I thought it was Maddie Barlew, but it was not. It was Baldzicki. Rain has stopped for the most part. Umbrellas put away, most of them. Everything just a little bit wet and damp, cold on a Thursday night for your Maple Grove Crimson. Looking for a little bit better outcome against Prior Lake, one of the top teams in women's lacrosse. Good test here for Maple Grove early in the season. Maybe some strategies and takeaways from this game that they can work on and get ready for the end of the year season tournament where everything counts. 7:42 left to go in the game. 15-6 Laker lead. Short break here while Maple Grove called the timeout. Kennedy's in the box for a stick violation in the head. So Maple Grove down one player. All right, out of the timeout, face-off midfield. Riley Dunn on the draw. Up in the air to the 30-yard mark, pushed back inside, and it's going to be grabbed by Dunn. Dunn's got some open field. She'll cut down towards the net on the near side, brings it around the far side, right circles around, met by the Laker defender and forced to the outside. Feeds it up top to Van Wyk. Van Wyk dips down, cuts to the inside, but forced back out. Gets it back to Dunn. Dunn over to Isaacson. Isaacson back to Dunn at the top of the circle. She cut a couple of stutter steps, feeds one down low. Shot by Van Wyk, really low off of the turf, and is able to score. Crimson's 7th goal. That's Van Wyk's 2nd goal of the night on a nice feed by Dunn. Dunn over 2 defenders up high. Van Wyk corrals it down and goes down low. Riley Dunn's 3rd assist of the night. She's got 4 points on 3 helpers and a goal. Right down low past the goaltender. Goaltender's been tough all night with those low shots, but Van Wyk was able to get it past before she could get the stick on the turf. And brings us back to an 8-goal deficit. 6:56 left to go in the game. Dunn in the draw circle. Draw up in the air, picked up by Van Wyk. Van Wyk has possession. Forced to the outside, feeds it back to Kudla. Kudla cuts across the 30, in between the 20 and the 30-yard mark. She's at midfield, or middle of the field. Tosses one over to Isaacson. Isaacson back up top to Kudla. Kudla with a couple of stutter steps, goes to the right, feeds it down to Sukup. Sukup at the 10-yard line, cuts it back down behind the goaltender. Forced down low. Now Dunn has it. Dunn in the basket. She turns on the Jets, wheels around to the far side of the net, cuts up towards the 10, tries to curl it in, feeds it over to Van Wyk, who goes down low and scores another one. Van Wyk on the nice feed by Dunn. And they connect again for the 8th Crimson goal. Nice little bouncer. You saw it on the replay there. Goaltender had the stick down there, but nice little bounced angle. Got just in front of the stick, up over it between the legs for Van Wyk's 3rd goal of the night. 15-8 Laker lead. 6:10 left to go, quarter number 4. Dunn back to the draw. She's had good luck here in the 4th quarter on the draws, controlling most of them. Ball back up in the air, back to Van Wyk. Almost had it, knocked it down, and it's picked up by Dunn. Dunn turns, spins. Whistle blows, but Van Wyk continues play. Van Wyk goes left, spins back around, turns to go right. Fake drop for Isaacson, cuts to the outside. Met by a double team, so she's forced back to the 20-yard mark. Feeds it up top to Kudla. Kennedy back into play, full strength for your Maple Grove Crimson. Kudla has it, drops it off for Van Wyk. Van Wyk at the top of the half circles. Cuts left, goes right, feeds it down to Dunn. Dunn on the backhand, and she scores. Nice feed from Van Wyk. Down to Dunn. Dunn with a beautiful goal there. Watch this one on the Jersey Mike's replay cam. All the way down just inside the 8-meter mark. Nice little backhand low shot by Dunn. And Crimson just down by 6. Momentum Maple Grove, and Prior Lake's going to call the timeout. 5:28 left to go in quarter number 4. Lakers 15, Maple Grove Crimson 9. Dunn's 6th point of the night, 4 assists and 2 goals. Van Wyk, 3 goals and 2 assists. Ava Kennedy's added a goal, Jade Isaacson's added a goal, and Iverson has added an assist as well. Maple Grove showing some life late in the 4th quarter. Will it be enough? Down by 6 with 5:28 left to go. All right, out of the timeout, 5:28 left to go, quarter number 4, 15-9. Crimson down by 6. Riley Dunn take the draw for your Maple Grove Crimson. Number 16, Maddie Boulou, takes the draw for the Prior Lake Lakers. Ball up in the air, bounces down on the turf, hit by the stick of Kudla, but picked up by Prior Lake. Prior Lake's going to head it down. Cut across, shot goes wide, and all the way back to the out-of-bounds line. They're going to give it to Prior Lake.
Got to give her time to get back.
Prior Lake still with possession to the outside. Dunn comes over to help on the double team. Now it's forced back to the outside. Top of the circle. Kudla try to cut that one off and get a stick in there. Lakers try to bring it all the way down through a couple of defenders towards middle of the field towards Iverson's net. It got converged on by 4 defenders, and a violation by the Crimson will give a free shot at the 12-meter mark. Right in the middle of the field. Off of the whistle it goes, and Iverson with a big save there. Stuck out the leg, made the save, clears it out to Sandberg. Sandberg up to Roach. Roach has it. She'll wheel her way up the sideline. She's forced back to the outside. Ball out of the stick, but she's able to pick it up off the turf. Double teamed is Roach. Stick check there, so free start by Roach. Roach will wait for the whistle. Feeds it up towards the middle to Range. Range has it. She's forced back to the outside. Tries to get one towards Iverson, threw it on the ground. Iverson picks it up and clears it out to Sandberg. Sandberg gets it to Iverson. Iverson gets it up the midfield. She's to the outside, forced back to Sandberg. Sandberg back to the 30. She cuts it across to Bowerly in the middle of the field. Bowerly scoops it up off the turf. She cuts to the 50 with a little bit of speed. Makes her way towards the outside of the sidelines. Bowerly feeds it to Dunn. Dunn to the middle of the field. Drops it off for Van Wyk. Van Wyk feeds it back to Dunn. Here comes Dunn over the top and went up high. And that's going to be Maple Grove ball. Van Wyk saw Dunn cutting across the middle on the little give and go. Dunn to Van Wyk. Van Wyk tried to hit her, and Dunn tried to go up top, but couldn't get it under the crossbar. Now here's a chance for Isaacson. She cuts to the middle, forced back to the outside. Isaacson has it. She'll bring it back up top towards the middle. Kudla cuts down low. Here's Isaacson on a one-on-one isolation. Drops the ball down on the turf. Big scrum for it and kicked forward, and they're going to give the ball to the Lakers. 2:25 left to go in regulation. A free pass goes way over the stick of number 29, Keely Moling, but they're going to give the ball back to the Lakers. And she throws that one way over the head of the player just trying to get a free start here. Finally, play continues. Now it's to the far side, and Lakers are able to get it out of their own zone. Back down to Maple Grove territory. They'll bring it down behind the net. Looking just to control right here with a 6-goal lead down on the turf. From behind was Maple Grove, back down, being a little bit aggressive on defense here. And they're going to give it to Dunn and the Crimson. Crimson have it. Dunn has it. Gets it back to Sandberg. Sandberg's going to try and cut it upfield. Just a minute 19 left to go. Sandberg with the ball is going to cut all the way to the outside. Turns, spins, forced back towards the sidelines. Now cuts it back and goes to Range. Range has it. She'll cut towards the middle of the field. Goes back to Sandberg. Sandberg scoops it out of the basket. Gets met by a defender. 1 minute left to go in the game. Feeds it up top. Bounces on the turf. Scooped up by the Crimson. Met right at the 35-yard mark is Kennedy. Kennedy tries to wheel the shoulder down and get by the defender. Finally a whistle. They give it back to the Crimson. Crimson looking for a middle cut was Kennedy. She goes back behind the back on the back pass. Now it's into the middle. Up high, down low, bounces right into the basket of the Prior Lake player. Lakers have it. They're going to clear it to their goaltender. Back behind the net, shadowed there by Kudla. Pressure on is Maple Grove. Ball's loose. Goaltender was out of the net. Comes in, and Van Wyk's going to score the goal with 18 seconds left. Good press there by Maple Grove to put the pressure on. Van Wyk causes the turnover, is able to get it in, comes towards the middle of the field and throws it up a corner over the goaltender for her fourth goal of the night.
Scoring for the Crimson, senior captain, number 7, Susie Van Wyk.
Van Wyk brings the Crimson within 5, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Good fourth quarter here for Maple Grove, but just 18 seconds left. Just 18 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. See if the Crimson can't get another quick one here just to make it a little bit more respectable. Ball up in the air Lakers control off of the draw. They're going to bring it down the field past the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to try and score here and put a little punctuation mark on this one as the rain really starts to come down here at Maple Grove Field. Prior Lake, just 2 seconds left, and that's going to be it here at Maple Grove Athletic Complex. Maple Grove Crimson come out on the short end of this one with a 15-10 loss to the Prior Lake Lakers. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Jay Sandberg bringing it from Maple Grove Stadium, where again, Maple Grove Crimson take a 15-10 loss to the Prior Lake Lakers. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Please be careful as you exit the bleachers, as it could be a little bit slippery because of the rain. If you mind helping us out and picking up any garbage and bringing it down to the garbage cans at the bottom of the stairs, that would be much appreciated. Have a great evening, and come out for another game.